Max from Metal Fanatics with Jon Oliva.
Hey Max.
Hi John, how are you doing?
I'm doing better. Actually, I've got a really bad cold, but tonight the crowd helped me through the show. I got to say thank you to all of them.
Yeah, it was a really great show.
It was okay. Yeah, it was fun. Okay. I hate being sick. I'm a bad sick person.
Okay, let's start with the first question. How's the tour so far? And do you have some funny stories or?
The whole tour has been a funny story, actually. Well, I mean, the tour was really designed for the DVD shoot that we're doing next week. So these are all kind of like rehearsal shows. We've been moving the set list around, trying to find the right formula that we're happy with. And it's been going good. I mean, we've had good turnouts. We've had good crowds. First show was the only show that wasn't so good. That was in Berlin, and that was on a Tuesday night. And, you know, Tuesday night, who's going to go out on a Tuesday night? But that was really the only show that wasn't so many people, maybe 150, but the rest have been good, you know. Last night in Memmingen, was very good. The DVD shoot's already almost sold out, sold over 1,000 advance tickets, so we're looking forward to that, and everything is good. Alles klar, as you say.
Okay, your new song, Play a Festival, has been released in February this year. What can you say about the date of origin, and are you satisfied with the result of your hard work?
Yeah, I mean, the record's the best-selling one so far, the JOP records. So it did really good. It's doing really good for us over here, and I think it's the best JOP album, just because we had more time to work on it, and you know, it takes a while to get to know new people you play with and work with. Like with me, I like a very tight unit, and you know, it takes a couple albums, 2 or 3 albums, before you get into that, get into that flow. It's like having sex with a girl. The first time you have sex with a girl, it's like you don't know what she likes or what you like. Second time, she fills you in a little bit. By the third time, if you don't know what she likes, you're out of there.
Okay, you played a great show at Banger Hat Festival this year. The new songs are incredible to hear live. Do you have a favorite song as a live song?
A favorite what now?
Do you have a favorite song to play live?
Tonight He Grins Again, and Believe. I love doing Believe because the crowd makes it so, they make it so much more intense, just because they know it, and they bring a whole, like tonight. When I did it tonight, like I said, I have a cold, and it was really hard. It's really hard for me to sing that song when I'm sick. So I just turned the microphone around, and the crowd was like, I was like, fuck this, man, I ain't singing shit. You guys do it. And you guys did, and it was wonderful. So that Believe and Tonight He Grins Again are like my favorite songs to do live.
Okay. So you rather play old Savatage songs than your new songs?
No, I like them both the same. I mean, the new songs I like to play because they're new and they're what I'm doing now. But I will always love the Savatage stuff because that's where I came from. And I love to play them. And I think they're timeless. I think, like, you know, a song like Tonight He Grins Again has just as much impact now as it did back. Quiet over there! Has as much impact now as it did when it came out. Certain songs are like that. They're timeless, you know. Believe is a timeless song. Gutter Ballet, Mountain King. And then there's some that aren't, you know. But the Savatage stuff will always have a place in my heart because it's what Chris and I started. And the JOP stuff is kind of a continuation of mine and his music, because he's got music on every JOP record. Chris Oliva does. So he's kind of like our little secret weapon. You know, his music, he's not here with us, you know, physically, but his music is with us, and it's very exciting for me to bring that music down. If it wasn't for JOP, no one would have ever heard these songs, you know. So and that alone warrants the fact, and the fact that I've worked with these guys now for 4 or 5 years, especially Chris and Matt, and we've developed something, you know. We went from playing, you know, shitty gigs to head to playing in Grass Pop on the main stage in front of 70,000 people. And at that festival in Holland we played, there was 153,000 people there. So it's great, but I love playing. You believe it or not, people ask me like, well, why don't you just do the festivals? Because I don't come and play here for money. I make enough money with Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I come here to play because I love to play for the European audiences, because you're so musically knowledgeable and you guys have the passion for the music that in America they don't have anymore. I love America because I live there, but they're so like whatever it's on the radio, that's what everyone listens to. There's no loyalty. Here in Europe, you guys, there's a passion with the people. I see it in their eyes when I play. And I watch people. You'll notice when you see me play, I watch people all the time, and I can feel it, the vibe. I can feel the vibes, and that to me is worth everything. That's why I'm here. It has nothing to do with money. I'm losing my ass out here. I've already lost probably 10,000 euro over the last week and a half, but I don't care. I'm playing for people, and they love the music, and that's all that matters to me.
So you personally like the metal scene here in Germany or in Europe?
In all of Europe. Germany is the first country I ever came to, so I've always had a special place in my heart for Germany and the German audience because they were very, very good to me and Savatage when we started. Our first tour with Motorhead, we were terrified. We were like, oh my God, they're going to kill us. And and after 3 songs, they loved us, and they've been with me ever since. So Germany is in my heart.
On your homepage, it was posted that Kevin and Tom weren't able to join this tour due to personal problems. Could you tell us something about it?
Well, Tom's mom is very sick, and him and her are the only family they have. There's no one else. It's just Tom and his mother, and she became very ill. I don't know if she's going to be around much longer. So he's doing what any man would do. He's taking care of his mom. And Kevin, Kevin had some physical problems with his back and with his arm from an accident that he got in, and it was just becoming too painful for him to play without having to take a lot of drugs, and that got him sick taking the drugs. So he had to make a decision. He was going to do one thing or the other. So Kevin is a brilliant guitar guy that works on guitars. He's brilliant. I mean, he's one of the best in the world. And so he ended up deciding that instead of killing himself out here, he was going to work on guitars. So, and that's great as long as he's okay, because he's our buddy. It's not nothing like we threw him out, or it was what was best for him. And his physical and the drugs that he was taking, he had to stop taking them because they were starting to fuck him up, really bad. So he had to make a decision. It was very tough for him to leave. I mean, he didn't want to do it. And I talked to him on the phone for an hour, and I said, look, man, this is just a band. You will be here or gone, but this is your life, and your life and you being okay is more important to me than dragging you out to do some shows. You need to take care of yourself first, and don't worry, we'll be okay, and he'll probably play on a couple tracks on the next album and stuff. I said, you're welcome to come in the studio and play, but he just can't do the touring thing anymore. It's just physically not. And that's sad, because he's a sweet guy and a great bass player, but, we found Jason through a friend of ours, and he's a monster. So everything's all the stuff.
So was it rather easy or hard to find 2 other musicians to?
Well, Jerry had been in the band when we first started, so he's already familiar with it. And so with Jerry, it was easy because Jerry already knew a lot of the material, and it was very easy. But Jason came in with only a couple weeks before we came here, and he's never toured in Europe before. He's never been to Europe. All he's ever done is played in clubs in Florida, So this has been a big, it's funny to say that. It's been a big eye opener for him. So, but he's doing great. You know, he's having a good time, and I mean, he plays really well. He's a great player. You know, he's going to develop, and we'll see what happens in the future.
Okay, so will this lineup of the band continue like it is, or?
Well, I hope so. You know, but as soon as I say something like that, something will happen to fuck it up. So I try to keep it like, you know, I go by the thing. What happens is meant to be.
Okay.
So I hope everything works out. With everyone wants to stay on board and do what you know we got to do. But you know, I'd never force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. It's like, if you want to be here, fine. If you don't, you talk about as you want to be. But I like this lineup very much, and I hope we can keep it going.
Okay. Do you already have planned some festival gigs in 2011?
Yeah, they're already booking shows. I don't know which ones she's got already, but I mean, we're planning. That's what I really want to do, is just do the festivals. It's just, I can get in front of a lot more people. I like playing places like this sometimes, but I don't want to make a habit of it.
Okay. Now, just the last question. What musicians or music did have the biggest impact on the music you produced?
The Beatles.
The Beatles.
The Beatles are the whole reason I'm here right now, because that's what started me playing instruments. I saw them on TV and I wanted to be Ringo. So my parents got me a drum set at 6 years old, 7 years old, and I started playing drums. Around 9 or 10, I started playing piano. My dad started teaching me piano, and my older brother started teaching Chris and me guitar. I think I was around 11 or 12, and Chris was probably 9. And then we started learning how to play guitar, and you know, but it was always the Beatle. I learned how to singing to Beatle records. That's how I learned how to sing. John Lennon was my favorite. He's like my ultimate hero, musician, god, him, and McCartney, obviously, and Freddie Mercury and Brian May are brilliant. And you know, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, the whole Sabbath clan, and Deep Purple. Those were my four main things. That's why I used to sit there with my guitar in my bedroom trying to learn, you know, Highway Star or War Pigs, and, you know, putting the record back on, you know, generals gathered in their masses. That's how I learned. Chris and I used to sit there and he'd go, play that one again, play that one again. We go, you know, put it back. And that's how we learned. So if it wasn't for those four bands, I wouldn't be here right now. But man, the Beatles got me started. That's why my first song I learned how to play was a Beatles song, and, you know, drums, guitar, and piano. And then as I got a little older, I started getting a little more risky and wanted to hear different things. And Black Sabbath was the first band I heard that was like considered hard rock, heavy metal back then. So then it was the Beatles and Black Sabbath, two totally different spectrums. Dark, heavy, doomy, heavy rock, and incredible melodies and songwriting talent and experimentation, orchestras and flutes and everything. The Beatles got me because they used all kinds of different instruments. Sabbath got me because it was like, oh, hey, this is cool. So it was just a mixture of the two. And I think you can hear it in my music. You can hear Beatle influence all over. You can hear Sabbath. You can hear Deep Purple. You can hear Little Zeppelin. You know, those bands that, you know, I grew up listening to. I don't know. But the Beatles were the ones that got me started.
Okay, John.
As far as Jason Gaines go, I think it was Madonna that got me.
Okay, John, thank you very much for the interview. It was a great gig tonight.
Thank you, sir.
And good luck on the rest of your tour.
I will try. Thank you so much for helping sing. Did you help sing?
Yeah.